Hey there, Inventor users. Today we will examine the fundamentals of placing weldments. Weldments are often the typical method for joining metal components, and using this technique opens up a world of possibilities for your projects. In this video, I will be discussing the basics of creating weldment assemblies, adding preparations, and placing welds. Placing welds in Inventor is quite simple, and the program gives you several tools to help you along the way. Let's take a look at this example. I've created an assembly with two pieces of steel, and you'll see that I've got them constrained in place so that they're not going to move, and I left a little bit of space between them so that perhaps this is going to be like a full penetration weld. The first thing that you'll want to do is take this assembly and convert it from a regular assembly to a weldment assembly. To do so, you'll go to the Environments tab at the top, and you'll choose Convert to Weldment. When you do so, you're going to get this warning that tells you that once you convert this assembly to a weldment assembly, it can't be converted back. So I'll just choose yes, because I know that that's what I want. The next thing that it asks you for is to specify what you want your weld bead material to be. So since I'm going to come down here and put in a steel weld, I'm going to come down and choose steel mild welded, like so, and then choose OK. Now at this point, you'll notice that we get a new tab up here on the ribbon that says Weld, and there are three different processes. There's preparation, things you do before you're welding, there's welding, and then there's machining, the things that you do after you weld. If this is actually going to be a full penetration weld, then these two pieces of steel need to have a bevel on them so that they can have the proper process put in place. A little tiny gap like this isn't enough to make a full penetration weld, which indicates that I need to do some preparation. So I'm going to choose the preparation button here, and you'll see that it brings to life some tools similar to our 3D modeling tools, and in this case I simply want to add a chamfer. Now because this is going to be a structural weld, that has to be an angle on these, so I'm going to see my angle is going to be 60 degrees from that surface. So I'll say okay, my face is that face right there, and that's going to be my surface, and then I'll choose apply, and I'll do the same thing, my face right there, and then that surface, and then okay. And you'll notice now that it has put a chamfer on those two pieces of steel so that they'll have a groove that you can fill with weld, and then of course you've got your root down here that you could do as well, your open root. Now the good thing about using this preparation tool is that it will not affect any other parts that are not in the assembly. I'm only changing these two parts right here. I'm not changing any other parts. If I were to go back to the place and change this and choose place, oh hang on, I got to return first. If I choose place and then I say I want to add another one of these strips, open this up, notice that when I do, there are no chamfers on any of the edges of this. Okay, so it's not any preparations I do are only to the pieces that are in this part here. So I'm just going to delete that one out. Now once you've got your pieces ready to go, then you can come in here and you can go back to that weld tab, and I can say okay, let's place a weld in here. There are a few different types of welds. There's a fillet weld, there's a groove weld, which is the weld we're going to use on this example, and then there's a cosmetic weld. Cosmetic welds are those that for whatever reason they don't show up very well in Inventor, but you need to put them in for maybe FEA calculation purposes. So you can do this, and the Inventor will know that the weld is there, but it's not going to try to simulate it in place. For this first one, we're going to use a groove weld, so I'll choose groove here, and you'll see that we get this dialog box that pops up, and it's prompting me to choose face set number 1. So I want to choose all of the surfaces that will be going along with face set number 1. If I zoom in here, I'll say it's going to be that surface and that surface are face set number 1. When I'm done selecting face set number 1, I will simply choose face set number 2, turn this around, zoom in a little bit, and choose my 2 face set number 2. Now once I've got those done, I need to tell it the fill direction. And you'd think that that it would, if I do radial fill, that it would make a nice little lumped up bead like if you were actually welding. But notice if I do this, it makes it perpendicular to that surface, so it kind of comes up to a little cap here. It's not quite the way it should be. So I'm going to uncheck that box. And then I'm going to say my direction is just along the bottom line. I can pick that bottom line right there. And you'll see that it's going to fill it in straight across there, straight across there. When I choose OK, you'll see that it puts the fillet in, or the groove weld in. It even kind of gives it a texture to make it look like a weld. And then all of this information, all of that weld, you can do calculations to find out how much steel you've added, and you could even do FEA, like I said, finite element analysis, and you could do testing on it to make sure that it's not going to fail. So that's that one. When you're done, you'll simply choose return, and then you can save it. Another option is you can use fillet welds. So I've got another assembly here, and it's already been converted to a weld. By the way, if I go to New and I choose Assembly, there's already a weldment assembly here. So you don't have to start off with Standard. You can choose to start in that weldment assembly. Oops, I don't want that right now. So I've got my pieces already in here. What I want to do is be able to come in and add some welds. So I'm going to roll this up. At the bottom of here, I've got my steel plate, and then I've got a 4x4 tube, and if I roll this up like this, you can see that I left a gap in between there. Inventor will automatically fill that gap for us. So again, I'm going to come in here and say I want a weld, and this time I'm going to say I want a fillet weld. As with before, it allows me to choose my my surface number 1, my surface number 2, okay, and then it gives me this chain option. So I'm going to choose this plate as surface number 1, and again I have to actually physically click right here to make sure that it's now going to let me pick surface number 2. And I could come by and I could go work my way all the way around to pick all of those surfaces if I want to fill this all the way around with a fillet weld. But on the other hand, if I just want to be able to pick one surface and let it figure it out all by itself, I can do that as well. So again, surface number 1 will be that plate. Surface number 2 is going to be the chain, but I'm going to check that chain box right there. And now when I pick this, it'll automatically know that I want to do that fillet weld all the way around. Of course, I can change the size as necessary. I can change the contour of the weld. So I could say it's going to be flat, it's going to be humped up, it's going to be, concave, whatever it happens to be. And then I'll choose OK. It places the weld in there. Again, it makes it even look like a weld with the little, the puddle, the weld marks there, and that is completely welded in place. Now on the top, I could do the same thing. I could come in and I could add preparations to this and groove it and do all those kinds of things. But the last thing that I wanted to demonstrate here is the ability to come in and do intermittent welds. So again, I'm going to say I want a fillet weld. Again, I'm going to let that surface right there, that plate, be surface number 1. Surface number 2, I'm going to pick the outside of this. And it, by default, again, wants to allow it to go all the way around. But if I want it to be intermittent, then I can change that. So I could say, for example, I want 1 inch of weld every 2 inches. And so when I do that, you'll see that it's going to have 1 inch, and then it'll have a space of 1 inch, and then 1 inch, and then a space of 1 inch. On the back side here, because of the circumference doesn't quite match, it's not going to work out just perfectly, you could come in here and you could mess around a little bit and change, your numbers just to see what you get as far as the difference goes here. Okay, so that maybe that looks a little better. At 7/8 of an inch every 2 1/8, it makes it look a little more consistent. But again, that might not fall as far as what you want here for numbers to go. So I'm just going to leave that 1 inch every 2 inches, and then I could choose apply. Okay, but the last thing that you can do is you can come in here and you can create a welding symbol by checking that box, and it will allow you to come in here and fill in the information. Now, it doesn't fill it in for you. You have to know what you're going to say. So it's going to be, in this case, a 1/4 inch weld, It's a fillet weld. It's got 1 inch every 2 inches. It's going all the way around. And then if it's a field weld situation, you could click that box right there, choose OK, and it puts the weld in place. And that little weld symbol comes over here. Okay, and this is important to have in there so that when you go to do your drawings later, it will automatically be imported with your welding drawings. And that concludes the basics for how to do weldments in Autodesk Inventor.